My name is Danny Tai, and I am second affirmative speaker. And I'd like to start off by saying that animal testing is quite cruel and unjust. Even Charles Darwin, the father of theory of evolution, disagreed. Back in March 1871, he called it mere damnable and detestable curiosity. It is a subject that makes him sick with horror, and he shall not sleep that night. Because animals are put under very cruel and painful tests, despite what the negative speaker has said. They are put under painful tests. There's two significant tests in the industry, and one of them is called the dry Z eye test, in which animals, there's these substances they put into the animal's eyes to see how much damage are caused to the eye tissues. And the Humane Society of the United States writes that the procedure can cause redness, ulceration, cloudiness, or even blindness in the animals. This test has been criticized by many scientists for being cruel and inaccurate, subjective and oversensitive, and failing to reflect human exposures in the real world. It is the industry practice also to test how far they can go with the lethalness of the substance, how much it will affect you, when would it reach the most dangerous level. And there's a test called the lethal dosage test, and the common practice is to determine how much of a substance would you put into an animal until you kill a predetermined 50% of animals. And so basically what you're saying is when you test animals, roughly half of them would die. It's pretty outstanding. And there are efforts made to reduce suffering, but the very idea of the animals must suffer or die is unethical. It is how do we determine that the animals' lives are more disposable than humans? They experience pain and suffering too. They just can't say anything and such. And you guys make the point that the AWA protects the animals from these suffering and horrors. But I have to point out that the AWA is just a Animal Welfare Act. It's just a protection. It's just a kind of a rule. You want to follow it, but what companies do is they go to the Institutional Animal Care and Use Committee, and they try to voluntarily enforce themselves into following the correct practices. But the problem is that the committee, they're quite lenient. They don't really have to do everything as properly specified in the AWA Act. There's a lot of favors done within the IACAUC because people in the industry know each other. And next, I'll go along with the morality question. Okay, things continue to go worse and worse if you just let them go, keep going on like this and not completely ban testing. Testing would have a free reign. The current regulations are quite insufficient to protect the animals. Can't hold them accountable for the actions as is. As long as they allow it so far, testing will go on. And as far as affordability goes, technology gets better with time. And if you invest in technology, you introduce a positive effect on society rather than just hurting animals and get fairly accurate results over time. And we raised the issue that we could just use humans for testing. And human testing is a choice. We get to compensate ourselves to with money or being or having a psychological effect of knowing we are bettering the society. We have that choice of doing that. Having the ability to provide for your family is liberation. And humans go into that willingly and with permission. You sign a liability waiver. And there are other alternatives to that, such as using stem cells or using computer modeling. And a good alternative, stem cells, it's okay because you're dealing with just human matter, human tissue, rather than the soul itself. It's okay because you get a tissue to grow in your body and it just grows to become a part of the human body. There's nothing damaged. And stem cell research is getting better and better every single day, and you are pretty assured of accurate results. Genomes and human tissues have been mapped. Tests show that when you work the two and two together, modeling and human tissue stem cells, you get quite accurate results. And